Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. My name is Meg. This is Oakley, my little puppy. Welcome to my channel where I talk a lot about yoga and tips and tricks and things that you guys can follow along from home, and also some health and wellness as well. I am a fully qualified yoga teacher, a beautician, and also a masseuse. Today I'm going to be doing a video on 5 basic yoga asana poses. So asana is the physical practice of yoga. So these are just going to be like 5 basic poses that we're going to do, and we're going to take them through as a breakdown, just so you have a little bit of an idea. And this is really good if you're someone who's starting yoga or starting classes, to kind of familiarize yourself with the different poses. And this is a really good video to follow if you're someone who's maybe new to yoga or new to classes, just to familiarize yourself with like some of the 5 basic poses that will probably be in most classes, because they're really beneficial and they're just handy to know as well. Even if you didn't learn any others and you just wanted to bring these stretches into your routine, you're going to see a bit of a benefit anyway. You don't really need anything to do this practice. I've got a good gripping mat on a hardwood floor, but you can also use blocks and straps as well. And when you're ready, you can get started. We're going to start with the very basic, or one of the most basic poses, which is child's pose. It's also one of my favorites. It's a really good resting posture. So we're going to start with the knees together, and then we're going to relax over the knees, taking the arms out in front. Stretching through the upper back and just relaxing the chin in towards the chest. As you breathe, try and send your breath into your back, so you're expanding through the back, and this is going to just help to stretch the back out a little bit more. And this pose is really good for opening through the back. It's a nice gentle stretch. You're getting a little bit through the glutes as well, through the upper back and the shoulders and the arms. Taking long, slow, deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Grounding yourself here, letting go of the day, just focusing on you right here in this moment. We'll take one more deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to come into our next pose, which means we need to come into a tabletop to begin with. So your hands are underneath your knees, and your hands are underneath your shoulders even, and your knees are underneath your hips. If I wanted to put a tray of drinks across your back, that's where your back needs to be. So we're not overarched or underarched, we're not curled over, we're trying to keep everything in a tabletop position. If you struggle, use a mirror and make sure you're in the correct position. We're going to come into our cat-cow spines. So as you inhale, you're lifting the tailbone and dropping the belly, squeezing the shoulder blades together, gazing forwards. Deep breath in. When you need to take your exhale, you'll tuck the tailbone under, lift the belly, spread from the shoulder blades, and tuck the chin in towards the chest. Exhale here. Holding this as long as possible. And then when you need to inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gazing forwards, deep breath in. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the belly, spreading through the shoulder blades. Carrying on your own breath. And if you're getting really confused by this, I do have a breakdown video which shows you how to go through your cat-cow spines. And we're creating as much movement as you can here. Really using every vertebrae, spreading through the shoulder blades in your cat spine, and really squeezing them in towards each other in your cow spine. And we'll do a couple more. We'll come back into a neutral spine, and we'll then take the right leg out and in front, in between the hands. We're going to come into our lunge. So you have two options here. You can come into a low lunge or a high lunge, whichever one you decide to be in. Make sure your knee is directly above your ankle, and then you're shuffling your back knee back and behind. You should feel a stretch at about 50% here. It's not a really deep stretch. We're just aiming to get a good stretch across the hip. Maybe you can feel it in the glute as well. And then if you want to come into a high lunge, you're tucking the back foot and lifting the back knee up. Same thing applies. The front knee is directly above the ankle, your toes are facing forwards, and we're sinking the hips down. Breathing here. You can always place your hands on a block, whether you're in your high or low lunge. Long, slow, deep breaths. We'll take one more deep breath in. We'll take the back knee down and we'll swap over to do the other side. So we're bringing the left leg up and in between the hands. Same thing again, the knee is directly above the ankle, hands at either side of the foot, and then you're shuffling your back knee behind so you're getting a good stretch into the hip. Again, this is your low lunge with your back knee down, so it's slightly easier because you have an extra point onto the floor, so you've got an extra point to help you balance. If you want more, you can flex the back foot and lift the knee up. Keeping nice and strong here. You can always place those hands onto blocks and just let the hips sink down. Long, slow, deep breaths, opening up through the hip. And we'll take one more deep breath in. Take the back knee down if it isn't already. And we'll shuffle the back leg back and behind. We're going to come into our fourth position from here. So we're going to come into staff pose. Hands are underneath the shoulders. No, we're not coming into staff pose, sorry, we're coming into down dog. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. To get into your down dog, start into your tabletop. So making sure your fingers are spread, your index or middle finger is facing forward, and your inner elbows are spun to face the front of the mat. We're tucking the toes under, taking the bum back towards the heels, lifting the knees and lifting all the way up. You keep your hands exactly where they are from your tabletop to your down dog. They don't move. If you need to move, you pick up the legs. And if you need to take a deep bend into the knees and lift your heels, you can do, but do not take a bend into the arms. Keep them nice and straight, pushing the floor and the mat away from you. Your shoulders are up by your ears, chest is coming in towards your thighs, and your feet are hip width apart, gazing at the space between your knees. We'll bend into one knee and then the other here. Down dog is one of the most beneficial poses, but the reason I get people to bend into one knee and then the other and do different drills in their down dog is so they don't realize how long they're in their down dog for, because it's very good for strengthening, but also it completely opens up the back of the body because you're getting a stretch from your ankles all the way across the back of the body, all the way through the back and the arms, everything. We'll come back into stillness in this down dog. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, we'll take those knees down. You can come into your child's pose again if you need to. You can always roll the shoulders out or roll the wrists out if you need to. Ready to come into our last and fifth posture. So we're taking the legs out in front and we're going to come into staff pose. We're going to try and do this without a strap, although if you do have one, feel free to use it. We're going to start by lengthening and sitting up tall through the spine and through the hips. We're lifting tall and flexing through the toes. When your toes are flexed, it helps to stretch more through the ankles, and more through the hamstrings. As we come forward, you can either take the hands onto the knees, the calves, or the ankles, or the toes, whatever feels best for you. Don't think about getting your head down to your knees. Think about pushing your chest forwards and then down. So you're rolling your hip bones forwards and then relaxing down. Coming to where feels best for you. And once you get to your furthest point, just let the head relax. You can always sit on your block here to help your hips do that movement or that shuffle forwards to help you go a little bit further forwards. And you should feel this in your lower back, your glutes, hamstrings, calves into the ankles. Keep stretching through the toes or flexing through the toes. You might even feel this across the upper back as well, across the shoulder blades and the arms. And we'll take one more deep breath in here and exhale to let go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this video, or I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to yoga, these are just a drop in the ocean of the different asanas you can do, but they're often the foundation or the building blocks to more complex ones. And they're kind of the ones that most classes or most common ones, I would say. And I think they're amazing, all of them. And you'll probably feel after you've done those poses that you actually feel a lot better. So I really hope you enjoyed. Please like and please subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me when you guys hit that subscribe button. It means that every time I post a video, you guys get a notification. And it also means when you support my channel that it enables me to bring you guys free content. So please support me, support the channel, and yeah, do whatever you can do. It means the world to me. Thank you so much again, and I look forward to practicing with you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.